Hello and welcome to another brand new episode of Between Two Berms, the Omaha Storm Chasers adjacent podcast. I am your host, Scott Pop, joined by my loquacious co-host, Andrew Asbury. Andrew, how you doing?
Your vocabulary amazes me every time.
Guess how long it took me to look that up on the internet?
10 minutes.
It was a solid 15.
Not a good look.
Anyways, how's it going?
It's going great. At the time we're recording this podcast, right before Thanksgiving here, so excited to travel back to Kansas City and see the fam.
That snow yesterday was pretty bad. Pretty stupid. Not bad, just stupid.
Had to walk through that to get to the gym, and there was snow lightning, okay? One of the scariest things I think there is in weather. When it's snowing and you see lightning strikes in a field. Not great.
All right, we're on episode 4. The first 3, I mean, what do you think? B+, B-?
You know, leadoff hitter, he walked, okay? Second guy, base hit, solid. Third guy struck out looking, not great.
We're going to bring him in.
We moved him over. We're going to get him in
spot
here.
Right now. We're going to hit him in.
So I'm feeling good about this episode.
All right, this episode we have 2 special guests from the front office. Client Services Manager Mackenzie Parker and Promotions and Game Operations Manager Rachel Ray. No, that's not right. Rachel Rhea. Nailed it. Should I redo that?
Not to be confused with the on-air cooking chef, whatever you want to call it.
It looks like it would be Rachel Ray.
It does.
I'm a little disappointed when I found out that it's not Rachel Ray.
Instead of cooking with Casey, it could have been cooking with Rachel Ray. But no, she had to go and ruin that by her pronunciation.
That's very true. Either way, we're going to talk about... So they just moved here like last week. They're nice and fresh to Omaha. We're going to talk about moving to Omaha, getting settled here, and some other things, just moving in the sports industry and that sort of thing. Yeah, sounds great. All right, Rachel and Mackenzie, how's it going?
It's going great. Thanks for having us.
Fantastic.
Great. Are you excited to be on our podcast?
Obviously. As soon as you said you had a podcast, I wanted to be on, and here we are.
I could not be more excited to be part of Between Two Berms.
Be honest, did you listen to the first 2 episodes before coming on?
I did. I was at my desk listening.
I did too. I listened to them on my commute back home.
Well, I appreciate the dedication and prepping for today's episode.
I mean, this is very important
We're
stuff.
professional.
So
I know Rachel has been on a podcast before. She had her own. Mackenzie, have you ever been on one before?
I have not. Is it appropriate to say I'm a podcast virgin?
I was going to say too, but I didn't know.
We've talked about fetishes before.
Yeah, with that we have.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think you're good.
Cool. All right, so tell us a little bit about yourselves. Where are you from and where are you coming from in your previous jobs?
Go ahead, Mackenzie.
I am from Peoria, Illinois, originally. I was actually born in Omaha and lived here till I was 3. I remember it vividly. No, I don't. Spent the last 11 months in Florida, so I'm getting reused to the cold, but it's fine. Got a warm welcome with the snow.
I'm from Michigan, a Detroit suburb. I went to the University of Michigan, graduated in 2017, and then I spent a year with the Green Bay Packers, and then last year I was with the Orlando Magic. So also readjusting to the cold, also don't like it.
All right. So when did you guys move here? What was your first day like? Have you guys found a place to live yet?
I do have an apartment. I didn't visit it before. I've done that the last couple of years. I just show up the day of. I look online and I hope that it's okay. But I'm over in Ralston. I like my area so far. I haven't done very much exploring because I'm just trying to put things away and come to work on time. So that's really where I'm at.
So wait, you moved into your apartment and you found your apartment like the day that you moved here? Okay.
Sorry. I just went online. I had never visited before that.
Okay, what was the travel like?
So I was coming from Michigan. It was like a 10.5-hour drive, so that really wasn't that bad, especially driving from Florida a couple of months before.
Did you do it in a day?
Oh yeah, start at 6 a.m. I don't like to
6
stop.
a.m.?
Yeah, I don't like to stop. So my mom was with me.
Yikes.
She likes to stop more. We had debates for weeks because I'm like, let's go and knock it out. Stop 2 or 3 times max, and keep going. So I got here at like 5 p.m. because we gain an hour too with the time change. So that's helpful. Going the other way is going to be annoying, but.
Right.
That's very true. What did you guys listen to?
Ooh, what did we? Usually the driver got to pick, but I drove like 8 of the 10 hours. So I rotated it. I'll listen to really anything. I describe my music taste as like mainstream. Whatever's mainstream, whether it's
Top 40.
yeah, like that's what I listen to. And my mom generally doesn't. There's a few kind of rap songs that she's like, next. But other than that, and she was listening to like Carole King in Chicago. I was like, I'm ignoring you.
The Eagles.
I don't think we did.
It's unfortunate.
I think that's all she got.
Opportunity
she didn't drive
missed.
very far. So that was it.
You've deeply offended Andrew.
Yes.
Sorry. My bad.
Mackenzie, what about yourself?
Yeah, I got here last Monday. I started on Tuesday, so
That's a bold move.
That is.
It was a bold
I at
move.
least got here the weekend, like the Friday before we started on Tuesday. I couldn't do that.
No regrets. I drove here from Florida. It took 3 days. It was supposed to take 2 days, but at the last minute, my grandparents decided they were going to join, and they were not about the 10-hour car ride
Ooh,
situation.
So how many hours did you go?
It was like the first day was like 6 or 7, the second day was 8, and the third day was 6, I think.
Where did you stop?
We stopped just outside of Atlanta and then outside of St. Louis.
Should have hooked her up with Joey. Could have had a good time in Atlanta.
Joey, shout out to Joey, living the Atlanta life now.
We hit up Applebee's in Atlanta, and that was about it. So
Oh, well, I'm sure they have a nice Applebee's down there.
it was all right.
So, how do you feel like you're adjusting here? You've been on the job for about a week. You've gotten to know everybody, at least by their names, hopefully.
Do you guys remember everyone's names?
I think so.
I think I got it down. I haven't talked to Dave yet.
At least you know his
I know
name.
who he is, but I haven't talked to him.
Yeah, I haven't really talked to him either.
I think it took me like a solid month to know everyone's name.
Oh, I'm terrible with names. I'm much better with faces. So, I was probably in the same boat as Scott. It took me a while to remember everybody's name. So,
I came from an office of like 60, and it
Yeah.
took me like a month or 2 to get everybody down. But yeah, this was pretty easy.
Yeah, and we're all kind of right there
Yeah.
for the most part.
it's true. Got a
Maybe
nice
not
little.
maybe not all the facilities people.
I know Louie and Steve, and that's all I got.
Jordan, that's her name.
Yep.
Killing it.
Jordan's been here one of the longest. So.
Great.
When you guys were deciding to take this job, why?
Yeah, why the Storm Chasers?
I was very drawn to the job description itself. Doing promotions, doing game operations, all the entertainment and special events that kind of come with it. That's what I know I want to do with my career. I have worked in football, basketball. I played in a bunch of different sports growing up, so it wasn't necessarily a sport specific. It was mainly the job description, and I think it was going to help me grow and learn new things, which I'm ready for too in a first full-time role. So that was really what drew me here.
As I said before, I've been here a number of times. I have always loved it, so it's always kind of been in the back of my mind. Omaha was the place to be. So, Rachel, we haven't actually talked about this, but I applied for your position before I got mine.
You did not.
Yeah, I did. And Laura...
That's awkward.
No. It's fine. Because
We're going to fight each other for the job.
Laura came back to me and said that she thought I was a better fit for the position I have now, and I agree. But yeah, so I looked through that job description, and I thought it really matched my personality really well. Being here with the Storm Chasers, big baseball fan. I came from the minor league baseball national office, and then a team in Montana before that. So minor league baseball has been kind of my life up to this point.
Missoula, Montana?
Helena, Montana.
Helena, gotcha. And at the MILB offices, obviously much warmer there.
Yes.
But what kind of things were you doing there? Were you much involved with the PCL or International League or anything like that?
So this is a kind of a big switch for me in terms of career. I have a communications degree and was in communications in Helena and at the MILB
I
office.
do too. Journalism, shout out.
Thanks, Scott.
Sorry, I'm good at interrupting.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought now.
Big career change.
Big career.
Communications.
Oh, well, I didn't really have any communication with the PCL or the leagues in general. I had some communication with the teams. It was funny because after I got hired, I had a phone call with Marty, general manager, for those who don't know.
Former general manager.
Sorry, president. And we were on the phone, we were talking, and he said, yeah, it would be nice to put a face with the name and meet you. I said, Marty, we've met before. And he was like, what? I was like, it's because I was at the Innovator Summit in El Paso this year, big MILB event. And
we were there at the same time.
Didn't even know. You got a bunch of you were there.
There were quite a few.
Because people keep asking me.
Not bitter.
Ooh,
sad
yikes.
violin.
It'll be.
But yeah, he kept trying to steal ballots for the Golden Bobblehead Awards, and I had to tell him he couldn't take more than one. He tried to take like 7.
What? Help us out, Mackenzie. Jeez.
I wasn't working for you then.
I felt like, utter tuggers, okay, very creative, very funny, but I think we did more. We raised a lot of money for the community. It was a good promotion that we put on. I think we needed a little bit more time to explain what we were doing in our presentation. 5 minutes was not a lot.
I had nothing to do with the voting. I just would not allow him to take more ballots.
Rachel, have you worked in minor league baseball?
I have not. I've worked in professional basketball and football, and then college. So this is my first minor league baseball experience.
You worked in Green Bay. Have you done the Lambeau Leap?
I attempted to do a Lambeau Leap, but let's just say I was not getting up there.
Wait, were there fans in the stands? Otherwise, it's impossible. They have to pull you up, right?
I did. This is embarrassing. It was pregame. There were a few people in the area that I was trying to do it. It was not even close. It was like my last game. I was going out the bang. I didn't really care.
Well, I don't know if you've seen the video, but was it better or worse than Adam Schefter's attempt?
It was better than I think I looked
right.
a little bit. I mean, I love Shefty.
Schefter made it.
Well, with a lot of
Still
help.
counts.
He got
Still counts.
maybe a 3-inch vert. That was real bad.
I think the worst part was his run too. Like it looked like he's never ran. And I just read his book, and he's like, I work out every morning. I'm like, do you? Do you
He was
really? I don't
wearing like
believe
a
it.
suit. Like, I mean,
it looked like he was revving up like a Scooby-Doo cartoon, and then he couldn't get
It
up
was like
there.
a wide. Yeah, it was rough. It was. I would like to think it was better than that. I don't think I have a video of it. I'll see.
What are you looking for in Omaha? Things to do, places to eat. What types of things are you looking to do?
I'm a big coffee fan.
Yes.
I really like going, emphatic yes from Rachel. I really like going to like local coffee shops if I can find them. I haven't found any in Omaha yet, but I'm sure they exist.
they do. I don't go to them very often because I just make my own coffee because I'm lazy
And poor.
and poor. And why would I go somewhere when I can just like not,
Well,
I feel that.
But you live downtown,
Oh yeah, I live by a
so
bunch of
you're
them.
like right. You could probably walk to some.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
And you still okay?
One place near Scott, and I just know about because of their reputation. I'm not a big coffee drinker myself, but Archetype Coffee in the Blackstone district. I've heard good things about that place. We've taken some of our musical guests during the season who would come out and perform some concerts. We've taken them to Archetype. They raved about it. But that's a place, especially if you're going to my favorite brunch establishment.
Big brunch fan.
Early Bird, also in Blackstone.
Fantastic.
Wait, I think there's.
It might be a chain, but
I don't think so.
I don't know if it's still local. We obviously edit this out as we're talking, but Early Bird, my favorite brunch spot in all of Omaha. Archetype is just down the street, so nice.
So
little
we can do a
pairing
little
there.
2-for-1.
There's also like a
Solid.
donut shop right next to it.
Oh, 3-for-1.
Like there's too much. There's too much going on.
We're going to have quite the morning.
Yeah.
Coffee,
stay on one
donuts,
street.
brunch. Gonna be wired after that.
So
We'll come to work then. Just run around.
So how familiar are you with the Omaha Metro in general, like all the different entertainment districts?
0%.
Same. Maybe
All right.
2%.
Like the milk.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gross.
Scott,
If
not
you've
a fan of
listened to
milk.
previous podcasts, you know of my disdain for milk.
Go back to episode 2, check it out.
Shameless self-promotion.
So a little bit of a rundown here for Omaha. We have the traditional downtown, Old Market, Midtown areas. Just to the west of there is Blackstone. Further out west is Benson. And then you have little pockets here and there in some other communities. We're talking Exarban, I'm sure there's
Capital District.
Capital District.
Other places.
Other places. Yeah, there's even some spots here in La Vista and Ralston. But yeah, the main ones that I think Scott and I are very familiar with: Old Market, Midtown, Benson, Blackstone. Those are some more of the new up-and-coming places. Obviously, Old Market in its name. It's been around a while.
Which one's your favorite, Asbury?
If we're going out for a drink, just to hang out and do all that stuff, I'd say Old Market. There's a lot of different options that you can go to down there. You can bar hop pretty easily, but I gotta give a shout out to Benson as well, frequenting that
Full House, baby.
Full House. Shout out Full House.
Karaoke.
My Heart Will Go On. Shout out Virgil.
Well, we will be going here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I've gathered.
The
from
karaoke nights are the best.
They are.
Can't wait to watch
But I will
Nate
say
believe
Blackstone on the up and up. A little bit trendier.
I enjoy Blackstone.
It's trending. It's trending up. I mean, there's some cool places to go to get a drink, or there's a karaoke rooms. There's a great ice
Meatball.
cream.
Ooh, ice
Blackstone
cream.
Meatball. I'll give my list of some restaurants to go to, but Blackstone Meatball's up there.
What's
Is it
that ice cream
Italian?
place called?
I believe it's
The Meatball? Yeah, it's Italian.
Great.
They exclusively serve meatballs.
Oh,
Exclusively.
Hence the name Meatball.
You would think there's not a lot to do with just a meatball.
There's
They will
no,
prove you
there's-
wrong.
Wait. That
Owned?
Coneflower
mom's-
Creamery. One of
Oh.
the best
There it
ice
is.
cream spots.
I think in my initial research, I feel like I looked that up.
Yeah, it's
For some reason.
I mean, they make the ice cream in house. It's fresh and it's delightful.
I've never been
haven't
there.
tried a flavor that I haven't liked so far.
Wow.
Big fan of ice cream.
Even in the winter, I'm an ice cream
It's
person.
never
Like,
too cold for ice
I'll
cream.
be cold all the time, but I'll still be down for ice cream.
It's never too cold for ice cream or iced coffee,
Correct.
and I live by that.
Unless you're walking with the iced coffee, because then it hurts.
Iced
It's
coffee
worth it.
makes me feel like I'm on cocaine.
What?
And I've never even tried cocaine. I just assume that's what it makes me feel like.
Sure.
I
Okay.
feel like you don't have a grasp.
I'm just straight up wired when I'm drinking
Some
iced
people like
coffee.
a caffeine affects them more. You might be one of those people.
Yeah.
Me, no.
Can't relate.
Put 4 shots of espresso and I'm a normal human.
I'll just get straight up jittery.
All right, so let's talk about best places to eat. At least just name off a couple, a few here, so Mackenzie and Rachel can go out and try a few places. I think top of both of our lists, Block 16. No better restaurant or eatery in all of Omaha, in my opinion. Number one on your list, you should go this weekend and try either one of their daily specials or any of their staples on their menu.
Honestly, just follow them on Twitter, and they post an amazing photo
that where
every
the-
day at like 10 a.m., and it makes me so hungry.
The crab ragoon fries.
Yes.
Is that place? That's, yeah, look it up.
So I am officially a top Facebook fan for Block 16. Very proud moment in my
What an
life.
honor.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw that I was a top fan, I could not have been any happier.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I am too. So Block 16, we've already talked about the meatball, Blackstone meatball, one of my favorite places. I suggest getting the sliders and trying different combinations of meatballs and sauces. Scott, do you have any suggestions?
Honestly, not really. I'm looking it up here.
He's
Late night.
Googling right now.
Late night. Lighthouse Pizza. Fantastic.
Great establishment. Their slices are huge.
They have good fries too.
Do either of you like Chinese food?
Yes.
I stand Chinese food,
Okay.
as the kids might say.
The youth
Coffee,
say.
Chinese, and
The
ice cream.
Three's Happiness, a little bit out west of downtown there, but Three's Happiness, one of the better Chinese restaurants in all of Omaha, consistently voted best of Omaha.
This is making me realize I don't eat out that much here and have zero recommendations.
Last
Scott really likes the inside.
my last recommendation for food, closest thing to Kansas City barbecue I've had here, Oklahoma Joe's. If you don't know the backstory of Oklahoma Joe's, I won't get into it here. I'll save it for another podcast. But closest thing to the best barbecue in Omaha, Oklahoma Joe's in Exarban.
It is fantastic. My other recommendation, not really a restaurant, but go to Alamo to see a movie. It's the best.
Yes,
I went
Alamo
there for
Draft
lunch.
House.
You can eat there, you can drink there, you can watch movies there. It's a win-win-win.
You can do it all at the
It's
same
all in
time.
one.
Yeah.
All right. Best places to go out and drink. We've talked about Old Market. We talked about Benson. Shout out Full House. But some of the good, you guys like craft beers? Are you more mixed drinkers? What are you looking for there?
Yes.
Great answer.
Don't discriminate.
I don't. I like craft beers. I don't dive too deep into the different types of beer. But I like the local flavor, just like the local coffee shop thing. But mixed drinks too. Spread the love.
No?
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't like know all the technicalities. I'll try whatever. But honestly, if you ask me what I liked, I don't even know what it is that I like.
So got a few options here. A few partners of ours here at Warner Park. Nebraska Brewing. Very local, very near here. Also one of my personal favorites, Infusion. Also has a brewery close to the ballpark, but also one in Benson was their original location. But if you're looking for some like easy, drinkable, crushable, as some may call it, craft beers, Infusion is my favorite. There's a lot of different breweries. I know we went to the Benson Brew Fest this past summer.
Sure did.
Tried so many different types of beers.
I think
Some
I
from
tried them all.
Lincoln. You might have tried them all.
Probably shouldn't have.
Well, story for another day. But
Off pod topic.
But Infusion had a key lime beer. It was so good.
That is interesting.
It was
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Is it IPA?
No, the Infusion does some really cool things where I've been on one of those tours, so I kind of hear what they do. But they literally throw legitimate ingredients as they're brewing, so it kind of dissolves into it.
Sounds really gross.
It's like picturing a key lime pie.
They just throw a bunch of pies into that big old thing.
Obviously not how they do the key lime pie one, but like for their s'mores beer, they actually would throw in like marshmallows. They would throw in the chocolate syrup, and then the different spices that would come close to like a graham cracker type of taste.
I will be going
Yeah, I'm
here, but
intrigued.
I will be nervous.
It's all great.
Also, Scriptown in Blackstone's good.
Script Town, yep.
Thunderhead. That's in
I
the.
think you like Blackstone.
Thunderhead's in
Yeah,
Old Market.
it's on the up and
It's
up.
the closest to me, so that's where I go the
There
most.
it is.
But Old Market, yeah, Thunderhead's an Old Market there. I think they actually offer some tours of
What's
Old
the
Market.
other one that's downtown or in the Old Market?
Brickway?
Brickway.
Something like that.
That sounds right.
But yeah, obviously Omaha, you don't have to go too far to find a great eatery or some great drinks, and that's kind of why I love Omaha myself. It's a smaller city, but it's right up there as far as quality of entertainment options. But speaking of entertainment, how do you feel about zoos?
I like zoos, honestly.
I don't ever think to go to the zoo, but when I go, I really enjoy myself.
We had the pleasure as a staff to have a day at the zoo just a couple months ago. I think we all enjoyed ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But the Omaha Zoo, staple here. It's a must go. My personal favorite is probably like the jungle tropical
Mine's
dome.
the penguins.
The penguin in the aquarium. The penguins in the aquarium.
I have to say this. I have a friend that the last time we went to the zoo, she saw the penguins and she literally cried because she thought they
Literal
were so
tears.
cute. Literal tears.
Extra.
I mean, the penguin dive
She-
into the water is hilarious, and then they like dive out of the water
sounds
and
like
stand
Scott
up
might
perfectly.
cry.
It's pretty great.
I mean, I
I might have shed a tear.
loved Animal Kingdom in Disney World.
Yes.
Like that was one I was like, okay, we haven't been to Animal Kingdom in a while, so like I walked through
just-
all of those different areas. So
Katie, if you're
I'm
listening,
about that.
Katie, if you're listening, I gave you this plug.
Katie better be listening.
I'm gonna send it to her. She'll listen.
Make her post about it.
I don't know about all that.
Well, we just got ourselves
Like
another
and
follower,
subscribe.
Scott.
Share, like, subscribe. 5 stars.
All right, so a little bit of a prompt here. We are going to do a holiday meal draft. We're going to do it snake draft style here. So we're going to start with Scott, then Rachel, then myself, then Mackenzie, and then again with Mackenzie, myself, Rachel, Scott. You get the idea. And again, if somebody picks that dish or side dish, whatever it is off the board. You can't pick it again.
Do we have to go in that order? Can we just choose a side dish, a main dish, and a dessert whenever?
Yeah,
Because what if I want to get? What if I want to get my
Let's
side
open it
dish
up.
first?
That's a game changer.
Oh, that is a game changer.
You're gonna wait. You gotta wait the positions here. So yeah, we can open it up. It doesn't have to be quarterback, running back, wide receiver. It can be side dish first, a dessert first, a main dish last, whatever you want to do.
With my first pick in the draft, I am going to take mashed potatoes.
Rude.
Mashed potatoes for the side.
And that's the clear number one pick. If anyone disputes that,
I agree.
you're wrong.
I could dispute it.
Really? I'm with you. Okay, with my first pick, I'm going to take lasagna.
Lasagna.
Interesting.
A
There
true
we go.
Italian.
That's not a very
yeah.
popular Christmas dish, I feel like.
Well, I've never had
You
a
know
Christmas
what?
without a lasagna.
Again,
so
this is your favorite holiday meal, not the traditional everybody has to
and
accept
my
it.
uncle makes a great one, and that's where we always go on Christmas Day, and I look forward to that lasagna.
Go for some lasagna right now.
All right, I am going to use my side option here, and I'm going to go with stuffing. It can be classic. It can be
Boo.
non-traditional cornbread stuffing. It could be stovetop. You only get it once a year. It's a holiday thing.
Twice a
Overrated.
year.
Ah, man.
And overrated.
You know
can
what?
Get it whenever you want.
That was a terrible first pick. I already regret it.
You
Yeah,
blew
it's
it.
too
Moving
late.
on.
Congrats. You blew it.
All right.
Mackenzie?
All right. Main dish, first round pick. Is classic ham, like the honey ham.
Good
Yeah.
pick.
It's a
You
great
can't
pick.
go
Good
wrong
pick.
with
I
that.
think that's solid. Thank you. All right. My next pick is the side dish, green bean casserole.
Good pick.
Gross.
Thank you. How dare you?
I'm very anti-casserole. It's just a bunch of mush in a
I'm
pan.
that is the best part of the casserole. Have you ever made a casserole? It's so easy.
Look at me. I can't make a casserole.
God bless casseroles.
All right. So we're going with dessert because I don't think anybody's going to pick my main dish here. Going dessert, I'm going the traditional apple pie.
Can't go wrong with that.
Man. I was going to choose that.
Better start
I
thinking.
thought you were going to come in with a hot take about apple pie.
I was gonna say you. Can
It's
get out if
impossible
you
to
don't
not like apple pie.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, you can call me out if this
Okay.
doesn't count. But what about cheesy potatoes? Like they're not mashed. They're like
I think that's fair.
like
What do you think, Asbury?
not mashed at all. Like they're in like
They're- yeah.
chunks. It's like
The-
I
use,
think
like,
scallop-
and then-
Okay.
Yeah,
Scallop potatoes.
Scallops.
Exactly.
That counts.
You
And
did
then
specify.
That counts.
You said
mashed.
mashed.
Yeah.
You just didn't say potatoes, or I wouldn't have gone there.
Scalloped.
Cheesy potato, like all
Scallop.
the cheese, like that 5-pound bag we
Cheesy
found in the fridge, all of it.
All of the cheese.
All right. So your side dish off the board. Scott, what do we got?
I'm going to go with... I've only had it one time at Christmas. Last year was the first time. But my brother smoked some ribs, and they were delicious.
So you're
That's
going
gonna
ribs.
be
Here for
my
that.
main dish.
Gonna go ribs here.
Some ribs.
Okay. All right, and then finishing off your last pick.
All right, so my mom makes these like peanut butter chocolate bar things that are delicious, and I don't know how to explain it other than it's like a peanut buttery like bar thing with chocolate all on top, and it's amazing. And that's probably my favorite, so I'm going with that.
That's gonna resonate with some people. I like it. All right, Rachel. Last pick. You have a dessert left. What are you picking?
Another Italian option. I'm going with the cannoli, the good ones.
Cannoli.
Can I come
The-
to your holiday dinner?
Yeah.
I will send you pictures of our Christmas bread. It's unreal. The ricotta ones,
Can you, like,
ricotta for these Americans out here.
Bring some back to
Wow.
Omaha when you come back.
Yeah, I will. They're I usually like Well, I'll work
Save
on
some
that.
for us.
I will.
Me
All right,
specifically.
So
You got the first pick on cannoli to bring back.
main dish. My last pick here. I'm kind of going along with Scott and his main dish. Being from Kansas City, I don't know if this is a Kansas City thing or not, but I was also going to go barbecue. I was going to go like a burnt-in type of meal and get it from a restaurant and bring it home, heat it up. But I'm going to go with burnt ends for
That
my
sounds
main
really
dish.
good. I've never heard anyone eating that at Christmas, but you know what?
My best friend does it.
That sounds amazing.
They would go to one of the local Kansas City barbecue places. They
Which
would get
one?
a family meal, probably Jack Stack, I believe is where they went. They would get a family sized meal. They would put it in their fridge overnight, and then the next day they would heat it up and have it for their
Saves
Christmas
time
dinner.
and energy and
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Yep. All right, so Mackenzie, your last pick is a dessert. What do you got?
My dessert, pretty basic, but my grandma makes it specifically for me every year, so
Special.
I'm her favorite grandchild. That's fine.
Clearly.
The chocolate pudding pie.
Okay.
We have like 3 different pies at my family holiday.
I love pie.
Interesting. Nobody out here with a pumpkin pie or pecan pie.
Here's a hot
I
take
do
for
like-
you. Pie is gross.
How
Besides
dare
apple
you?
pie,
out.
pie is gross.
You gotta
Get
get out of
out.
here. Yeah, bye. The door's right there.
People are going to riot at our gates,
Good.
get you off air.
Hey, get some here. I don't care what they do.
That's a good point. That's a marketer in you
Right
right there.
if you want.
Okay, so as a review, we have Scott ribs as his main dish, smoked ribs. His side is mashed potatoes, and his dessert is peanut butter bars. Rachel, your main dish is lasagna. Your side dish is scalloped cheesy potatoes, and your dessert is a cannoli.
Sounds so good.
My main dish is some barbecue burnt ends, preferably from Kansas City. My side is stuffing. Again, it's one time a year that you have stuffing. And then my dessert is the traditional apple pie.
It's a really weird combo.
It was, I didn't think about it all the way through.
I think mine's pretty weird too, though.
All right, and then Mackenzie, your main dish was ham. Great pick. Green bean casserole, classic. Great pick again.
Disagree.
And then a chocolate pudding
Offense
pie
taken.
for your dessert. Feel free to reach out to us on Twitter, Facebook, slide into our DMs or mention us and say which combination, who won the draft, and
Let us know that you agree with my casserole and pie take.
yikes.
No,
They're
no one
definitely
will be
not.
categorically
Because I know
wrong.
you all do.
We're losing listeners by the second. Rachel Mackenzie, it was a pleasure having you on. Hopefully you took some of our ideas on Omaha. You might capitalize on those this weekend. Go out, get some good eats. Obviously, it's the holidays when we're recording this, so maybe it's after that, maybe it's a week later. But, hopefully you feel right at home here. You get hopefully work hasn't been too hazardous in this first week. We're not bugging you too much.
How was your first podcast, Mackenzie?
It was so fun. I really enjoyed it.
Rachel, compare this to your other experiences, and please lie if it's worse.
I like having more people. Like, that was fun to have more people to bounce off. Just not me and my
Okay,
friend.
it was better. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Between Two Berms. Make sure and follow us on all of our social feeds for some fire content and updates on when we release new episodes on OMA Storm Chasers on Twitter, Omaha Storm Chasers on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for all those youths.
Give us 5-star reviews on all the formats: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever else you listen to your podcast.
Wherever you
I
get
don't
your
know.
podcasts.
Maybe even leave us a comment if you liked it. If not, don't tell us. All right, say bye, Asbury.
Okay, bye.
We'll see you next time on Between Two Berms.
Do 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 do.
Why do you always go for the Mario theme song?
I don't know.
I'm going to leave it in this time.
Okay.
I don't like that at all.
Keep that in 100%.
Yeah, he really needs to keep some of these sound bites a little bit longer.
I try to sometimes, and you say take it out.
Well, some of them are just really dumb, so.